Mr. Baseball, Bob Uecker. I guess the playing of that song stirs memories, doesn't it?
I'll tell you, Johnny, every time I hear that thing when I come on here, I want to
really get out
back in there and
mix it up
out,
again,
you know?
Yeah. Get back to your old form, huh?
It's unreal.
Yeah, didn't the Baseball Hall of Fame just nominate or bring into somebody? The only one I remember is Pee Wee Reese. Doesn't he finally get in?
Yeah, and it's that time of the year again. You know, I don't know why it seems to work out that I come out here and do the show when they have that Hall of Fame voting again. You know, last year it was Brooks Robinson and Juan Marichal.
Right.
And I don't mind Reese and Kirby Farrell so much. They put in Don Drysdale. Don Drysdale.
Pretty fair
give
pitcher,
me a break?
wasn't
Huh?
He was a pretty fair pitcher, wasn't he?
Johnny, his last time out, I'm 3 for 4 off him.
You?
Me. And when I saw that, here's the thing that bothered me about it. When they had the pregame meeting to go over, they go over the hitters. And
sure.
When it came to me, Drysdale, of all people, asked who I was. So normally I would have went out and taken my 0 for 4. I would have went 0 for 4.
Right.
But when I found out that he made that remark, he paid for it.
You unloaded on him. Yeah.
I hit one right back through the middle on him. I mean, I tried to hurt him right through his leg.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I went for it. And when you were the kind of hitter that I was, I could place a ball anywhere I wanted to.
I didn't know that.
Oh, are you kidding? Come on. I got to a point in my career where I could actually tell the difference between a fastball and a curveball in total darkness. And I know people laugh when I say things like that, but a curveball in total darkness will raise a welt on you about like this.
Fastball can really.
I mean, you get a welt.
I never thought of that. That's a good comparison. How many years now have you waited to get into the Baseball Hall of Fame?
About, are you making fun or?
No. I mean, does it go past a certain number of years, then you're no longer in contention? I don't know how it works.
Well, if I go in now, it's going to be posthumous. And
I see. In other words, you can go in.
Well, that's what bothers me because I won't know if I make it or not. If I blow out, if I die, and I go in then,
you think they would do it just because you passed on? And
no, I think there are a lot of writers, and I've talked about this before, that never saw me play, and I think that's the thing that's really hurting me. You got a new brand of writers now that they don't care. I mean, I hate to use your show as a vehicle.
Well,
I'm not begging. No. I'm not begging because I don't care.
But you seem a little discouraged.
I am aggravated.
Yes. But you can't put yourself, Bob, in the same league with Pee Wee Reese, can you, or Mickey Mantle?
Well, no. But then again, Johnny, there are a lot of things that I did that those guys didn't do. 1967, I led the Atlanta Braves in 2 departments. Hang in there and get them next time.
I think that should be a consideration.
I mean, I don't see anything in the press guides about those guys doing something like that.
No. Well, your year may come yet.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we've talked about this before, and you've been a tremendous help, but thus far it hasn't really done it.
Why have I not noticed these rings before?
Well, because I just rented them tonight.
I've never seen you. Are these?
No, this is a World's Championship ring. I told you about that when the St. Louis Cardinals in 1964.
Yeah.
They won the World's Championship. Some St. Louis fans here.
Were you with them then?
Well, I was probably the last 2 weeks of the season. I probably won it for the Cardinals. They had me injected with hepatitis, and I didn't play the last 2 weeks. Then when the presentation ceremonies, when they hand out the rings, I told you this before, they threw mine out in the grass, man.
I did.
3 innings to find it. You know, everybody else got theirs on the line. And
That's
then
discouraging.
the other one is the Brewer Championship ring from 2 years ago. Milwaukee won the American League
Good for you.
Championship. So,
Spring training is now on, right?
Right.
You're up at Sun City,
Sun City, Arizona, right?
Yeah. Is that a good place? Yeah, the Yankees, I know, go down to Florida.
Sun City is it's a retirement community. The biggest news out of Sun City in the last 2 weeks, I guess, was the big power blackout. You guys had it out here, too, didn't you?
Right.
And it was, I guess, for about maybe 40 minutes out in Sun City, the power went out, so it's going to be kind of interesting around October, November to see just what kind of a population explosion is going to take place out there.
Sun City, I don't know.
Well, you can't, you know, a couple of times I've been on here and we talked about Sun City, and I took some terrible rippings in the paper about some of the things that we talked about, but no, the people out there are great. I mean, they're no different than anybody else. It's a super place. I mean, it's super.
You know, people, you get this question all the time. I don't know if we've talked about it. When the catcher and the pitcher meet on the mound, who calls that conference? Does the pitcher call the catcher out, or the catcher go out and you talk and?
Well, it can be either way. I mean, the manager can, you know, he can motion for the catcher to, you know, go out there and talk to him to try and get another pitcher ready. If that guy's getting, if he's getting hit bad, I've had it happen a couple of times where maybe a piece of my equipment snapped. And,
that you go out for a conference?
Well, I might want to remind him to throw the ball high.
Makes eminently good sense. I never thought about that.
Maybe,
catchers get hurt more than any other ball players, don't they?
Well, I guess in baseball, if you're talking about baseball, I guess catching is probably the tough. You know, you're doing all the squatting and the running, and I think any catcher, if you're talking about an embarrassing hit with a foul tip, would be in the
I suppose so.
groin area, and you know, the first thing they do, you're down, and they come out and they open your pants to get you air, which is. It's embarrassing, and your trainer, I mean, I don't understand how trainers go to college to become trainers, and then when they come out, when you've been hit like that, ask you where you got hit.
Yeah. Should be obvious, I think.
Well, I think it is.
Also, you have to understand that that area that you're hit in is the only one that they can't rub and make it better.
Get an argument on that, too.
Well, I think there you're in the area that Bill's talking about. I think there you're going to get involved with a decent trainer now.
Yes. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back. There is a tradition, as you know, in professional sports that the road to fame and fortune is only open to the high achievers, the truly talented. This is normally the rule. And then there's Bob Uecker, who proved that throughout his career that the rules were made to be broken. He is, of course, the voice of the Milwaukee Brewers and a participant in a famous series of beer commercials. Would you welcome, as we call him fondly, Mr. Baseball, Bob Uecker. Good to see you.
Good to be here.
Been a number of months. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Johnny.
Good.
Super. Bouncing back a little bit after tough news.
Were you ill or something?
Again. No, it's that Hall of Fame syndrome again.
No, I didn't. I follow baseball to a certain extent, but I didn't realize what happened.
Well, they had, about a month ago, they had
an induction of new other players?
Hall of Fame voting again, and...
And?
No.
Do they call you for that, or?
Well, normally they do, yeah. And
we wouldn't really know, I guess.
No, you don't.
How do you receive the news?
The call comes from New York City, and I went up there about a month and a half before the balloting came out, and hung around Cooperstown and dropped a few gum cards in the halls and stuff, and nothing.
No call.
No call, and.
Does that make you depressed to a certain extent?
I'm aggravated. Brooks Robinson and Juan Marichal are the latest inductees, and...
well, I mean...
Hell, I had a hit off of Juan Marichal. I mean, how could they put him...
You hit him once, huh?
I got a hit off of Juan Marichal, and here he's in. I mean, how could they put that guy in after what I did?
I suppose they have their own standards.
Well, they got their own rules, and as I said, it's been a...
How about Brooks Robinson now?
Oh, Brooks is super. I mean, he made it on defense.
Right.
I didn't have a lot of offense. Not much defense either. But,
How do they really decide on these? Do they have...
Well, they have a panel of writers, Johnny,
Right.
that vote, and the thing that's hurt me, a lot of these guys never saw me play.
That would create...
And I think it's a problem. As I said before, I'm aggravated. I was down, really terribly down.
Right.
And in New York one night, sitting in a barn, you know, trying to drown my sorrows, and I run into a nice little lady, a Smurf, a human Smurf. And I've been hanging around with her for a couple of weeks now. She's about that big. And been having a lot of fun with her.
Yeah.
We took her into Studio 54, and you know, you get a bad back bending over dancing all night. And, but she's
Really tiny.
She's real small. She's real short. Like, she ride in the car, put the door on the glove compartment down. She sits up there where she can look out see out the window. And her, along with a friend of hers in New York, a fellow by the name of Julie Hertling, wanted to start a little film company for myself to... I'm starting to get into a thing doing used underwear commercials. Not used, I mean like seconds. There's another baseball player who's been doing undergarment commercials.
Jim Palmer.
Jimmy Palmer, yeah.
Yeah.
And
don't you get any offers at all?
well, I get like you know, he gets so many, he discards them, and those that...
You get the factory second underwear type of thing.
And it was going to turn into a pretty good thing for me, and took her to Florida with me last week for the Superstar show.
Oh, this tiny...
Yeah, the Smurf lady, and she wanted to learn how to ride a surfboard, so I got a little portable ironing board for her and put a couple pieces of sandpaper on it, and she's out having a good time in a gull got her, and that's the last I saw her.
Well, tragedy can strike...
Well, you know, I said I was down one week, up the next, here I'm down again, you know, and...
You're out here now doing some of those beer commercials.
Yeah, I worked all week with Rodney, doing a light commercial, and it's going to be a good one. It's the alumni commercial. You know, 26 guys out here, Hall of Fame football players, baseball players, hockey players, and we did the filming over in Encino at a softball field over there. It's the Les Filling against the Great Tasters.
Right.
And it's been a great week. Rodney took a lot of heat this week from those guys. You know, he does a heck of a job, though. He really does. He came in the ballgame. He's the pitcher, and he really took a ripping. He really did. But it's going to be a great commercial. It was a lot of fun working out here this week.
You get now. Is that the only commercial that you've been offered?
Well, you know, the ones I'd done previously, the Northern Tissue, that's quite a while ago. That's when I was playing.
How long you been out of baseball now? You look in pretty good shape. Like you could still get
looks
out there?
are deceiving, Johnny. You know, I probably weigh maybe 4 or 5 pounds over my playing weight. I never played that much anyway. You know, you maintain a weight. I've told you this before. Playing is easy. To stick around for as long as I did is a much greater tribute to an athlete than those guys that go out there and hit their 300 every year.
Just to show up and be there.
Like I said, we've had a lot of fun. You got some favorites out here. I'm Deacon Jones, great Rams player.
Oh, yeah.
It's in the commercial. Matter of fact, Deacon's in the limousine business out here now, I guess.
Yeah.
Deacon Jones, Jumpstart Limousines. Wet bar in the back when it rains.
Yeah, all that kind of
I've
stuff.
never been in a Pinto limousine. They're great.
When do you get into spring training now?
Next week.
Baseball season is already?
Yep. Coming up, I know the Brewers go to camp, I believe, the 16th of February.
Yeah.
In Sun City, Arizona. One of my favorite spots, you know that.
Is there a lot to do down there?
About what we're doing back here.
Just hanging back on the
backstage, yeah. No, Sun City's a nice place, a great retirement community.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
And it's a great place to train. You know, there's nothing to do there beside just playing baseball. It's a good spot for the players, and as I said, it's a nice place to retire, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd see you in Sun City at any time.
No.
No, it's a beautiful place. I like it out there. You've been out there, haven't you?
I've passed through there. Yes.
I haven't stayed there. But
Didn't you never played a show out there? They got a great theater out in Sun City.
Really? I didn't know
Bring big entertainment.
You ever played Sun City?